In 2019, 76% of online adults used social networking sites. This is because there is a need to socialize. Social information processing theory was originally developed to understand how online communication changes the development of relationships. The question it asks is, can online communication foster a meaningful connection? Social information processing theory was developed by Joe Walters. It's consistent with social penetration theory and uncertainty reduction theory. They all hold that as we learn more about a person, our affinity for them grows. An important note is that it's seen updates to account for different and new forms of online communication. We know that there is a chain of events involved in the process of getting to know someone new. We start with the transmission of information, then an impression is formed and a relationship develops. Prior to social information processing theory, it was believed that a lack of nonverbal cues would disrupt the process of getting to know someone. It has been found that verbal cues make up for a lack of nonverbal cues. However, it does take about 4 times as long to communicate online as it does face-to-face. For example, let's say that I have an online friend named Hannah. There may be something that I want to talk about with Hannah, but it's going to be a lot easier to talk about over a phone call or in person than typing it out over Instagram. Another prediction was that the internet would become a toxic climate, full of hostile language known as flaming, making it difficult to create relationships. However, Walther points out that in-person communication can be the same way. There are 2 factors that contribute to the quality of communication. The first of which is anticipated future interaction, which is basically, what are the chances that I'll interact with this person in the future? The second is chronemics, which is the study of people's handling time in their interactions with others. Continuing the example of my online friend Hannah, I knew after the first time we interacted that I wanted to interact with her again. Therefore, it was important to me that our interaction was positive. Next, we come to intimate online relationships. These are described as being hyper-personal, which means online relationships can be more intimate than if the partners were physically together. There are 4 elements of why relationships can be more intimate online. The first is selective self-presentation, such as only showing favorable qualities on dating apps. The second is over-attribution of similarity. It's easier to focus on commonalities online and avoid dissimilar interests and opinions. Next is communicating on your own time. With online relationships, there's an era of reply when you can, as there's a recognition that both partners have outside lives. Finally, there is self-fulfilling prophecy, which is when you only ask questions or say things that will have predictable replies, promoting agreement. Many friendships start off with the self-fulfilling prophecy questions as you find common interests and talk about them. The final aspect of the theory is warranting value. There are 2 questions that you must ask yourself when interacting with others online. First, is the information I've received likely to be true? Second, is the source overall trustworthy? Some things have changed in the methods and intentions behind communicating online. There's a greater need for caution when interacting with people, as not everyone has good intentions. Thankfully, Hannah turned out to be a normal and lovely person.